A woman was sure that her husband was cheating on her by having an affair with the maid, so she laid down a trap. One evening, she sent the maid home for the weekend and didn't tell her husband. That night when they went to bed, the husband gave the same old story. "Excuse me, my dear, my stomach aches." He then went into the bathroom. The wife promptly ran down the hall, got into the maid's bed and switched the lights off. Soon she heard footsteps, then felt him get into bed with her. After some passionate lovemaking, she said suddenly, "I bet you didn't expect to find me in this bed, did you?" Then she switched the light on. "No, ma'am," said the gardener.
A devoted Catholic woman has had 6 children in the past 5 years and is tired of being pregnant. So, she decides to visit her priest to ask for advice. The priest thinks for a moment, then says, "Every night, you must sleep in a chair with your feet in a 10-gallon bucket of water. This will solve your problem." The woman is puzzled by this advice but agrees to follow it. 3 months later, the woman returns to the priest. "Father, I'm pregnant again," the woman exclaims, her voice filled with exasperation. Surprised, the priest asks, "Didn't you do as I suggested?" "Well, yes and no," replies the woman. "I put my feet in water, but I couldn't find a 10-gallon bucket. So, I put them in 2 5-gallon buckets instead."
Three women ended up in heaven. There, they were greeted by an apostle who said, "Ladies, you are in heaven. You can do whatever you please here, except for one thing. You see, we have many little ducklings here. You must never step on them under any circumstances, or else there will be immediate consequences." A couple of days passed, and one woman couldn't resist stepping on a duckling. Instantly, there was a thunderous sound from the sky, and a terrifying man descended with the apostle. Handcuffing the man to her, the apostle said, "You stepped on a duckling, now you'll have to carry this man with you as punishment for 10 years. A few days later, the second woman also stepped on a duckling and was bound to an even scarier man. The third woman, having learned from the bitter experience of her friends, walked cautiously on her tiptoes, keeping a close eye on the ground to avoid stepping on any ducklings. After a few more days, the apostle approached her, leading a man who was stunningly handsome, like Apollo. The woman was astonished and asked, "God, why am I blessed with such happiness?" The handsome man replied, "I don't know why you are lucky, but I stepped on a duckling.